Kia ora or hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Odessa and today I am with my lovely friends again. You should already know who they are. If you have not checked out my videos, then you should, so you know who they are. But say your names quickly, go.
I'm Jared.
I'm Beth.
Come through. Okay, so today's video will be literally a 1 year in review. Things we've kind of
Come to just
noticed, realized, experience living here in Korea. Again, if this is the first video you've watched of us, we all live in Wonju in the Gangwon province of South Korea, and we're all epic teachers. Okay, now let's get on to it. So the first category we're going to talk about is school. I'm going to talk about brushing your teeth. In Korean culture, it's like very normal to, after you eat your meals, any meal you brush your teeth, not just like in the morning. So after lunch, all the ladies in the office go and brush their teeth, and they expect you to be going and brushing your teeth with them.
You know what's funny is that I get a free pass. Like I brush my teeth morning and night time, and that's fine. I don't do it at school because they're like, you're a foreigner.
It's fine.
You're not expected to conform to that.
I feel a bit of judgment, but I don't do it. Like Beth, I just literally do it night, morning, and that's it.
What they do to me is they're like, have you brushed your teeth yet? And I'm like, ugh. So then I go, but you're not close until you've brushed your teeth with your co-teachers while they're having a full conversation.
Well, you know what's funny is that, like, I noticed that they were all brushing their teeth at the start of the year, and I actually bought a toothbrush set, but then it kind of became a bit too, like, I left it a bit too late, and I felt weird then, like, starting to brush my teeth, so I just never did it ever since.
I think mine was the most stressed because I like a cheeky cake every now and then, and then every time they eat a snack, I'm like, oh, they're gonna go do their teeth. I'm just like, oh, cannot be effed.
Yeah. Your teachers will only tell you information, and important information at that, at the very last minute. Like,
they get it really bad.
Yeah, I think you have it the least out of all of us. For my English camp the other day, literally one of my activities was like an amazing race situation where they each had to go to like a different activity to get like stamps and stuff, and two of them were eating ones, and the day before my co-teacher goes, oh no, you can't do those, Corona, you can't eat. And I was like, thanks, love that.
I have an hour left of school and it's tomorrow.
Yeah, love that. Thanks for that.
Okay, the things I've noticed at school is probably manners. Or even saying like things like, as a British person, I'm pretty sure you've met a British person who just goes, oh sorry, oh sorry, sorry, or something stupid, or said please, thank you, just the usual. I say 감사합니다 to everything, and you get teachers that kind of look at you like,
you don't need to say that.
You don't need to say that.
It's a food gift.
Yeah.
You want to thank that person specifically to give it to you, because in Western culture you thank someone that gives you something. But what you say is 잘 먹겠습니다, which means like I will eat well, but you don't. That's before. It's like, but like after even saying that, I want to say again like 감사합니다, and then you don't have to. And like, why are you thanking me? Like you've already said. Yeah. And so it's a bit. I'm just a very thankful person, you know, and I just want to be thankful for everything.
But even as a foreigner, we try and like make ourselves the happiest, kind of perkiest examples of foreigners there is. So even with a mask, you're trying to be like
smiling through your mask.
The amount of people I just, like the kids especially, that I just smile at, but they can't see it.
I try and like really smile with my eyes at these days, because especially, or walking like down the street and you see eye contact with old people, you want to show that you're a nice foreigner, so you're like, you know.
That's funny because like with our friend who lives not in here, but when he come, like he was saying that because he's in a really small town, he's also English, is that he always smiles at old people, and they thought it was really weird that he just kept smiling at old people. But like I do that too in Australia.
Especially eye contact. I'm like, if it lingers, I have to smile.
Just constantly like,
like back in the UK, the old ladies all be like, right love, or,
you know, like,
how are you darling?
Okay, so the next one that we've got is don't hedge saying no. Koreans won't understand you. And by what I mean is like, it feels super rude to just be like straight up no. So I say especially, I'm okay. Like, oh, I'm all right. Like, oh, no thanks, I'm okay. They don't understand that, like, at all. Like, they once asked me, like, oh, like, would you like a lemon tea? And like I just said, like, I don't drink tea. And I was like, oh, I'm okay. Like, I'm all right. And then 2 minutes later, here you go. I was like,
I think they think that you're just being too kind.
Yeah.
But seriously, we just don't want.
Yeah, you kind of have to be a bit more straightforward.
I think we're used to being polite and
Yeah.
saying, oh, no thank you.
No, thank you.
But it's hard to get that across.
Yeah, like, because they think thank you is like, thank you for giving it to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm just
Contradictory,
yeah.
right? In their minds, they're like,
Yeah.
well, you're saying no, but you're also saying thank you. So like,
Yes.
Coming on to this point, be prepared for like wedding gifts.
oh
For
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And I'm
100%.
I get these rice cakes and I'm just like, oh, thank you.
Yes. So
What's
if
this
someone
for?
in your school gets married,
Married.
everyone is invited. Everyone in the whole school is invited. Like, I was invited to a wedding maybe 3 weeks after me starting, and I was like, I don't know who you are.
And you
Thank
get
you,
like little
but
wedding
no.
boxes with
Yeah.
like doc or like.
Yeah, I got jar of
Fancy.
nuts. It was
Yeah,
really
there you
good.
go.
I snacked them. It was really good.
I'm not a fan of rice cakes, so I was just like, oh, thank you.
You just take it home and then you just kind of
give it to someone who
give it to
likes
someone
it.
that likes it. But you know, like it'd be rude not to take it.
Yeah.
So take it.
I was seeing kids outside of school.
Oh, you want to run and hide?
Because, like, the thing is, because we live in a school-provided accommodation, so they want it to be close to your school so you don't have to, like, go too far. Granted, I know some people that are, like, not
Have
close
to
to their
travel.
school, they have to really travel. But I live about a 10-minute walk from my school, and Odessa lives, like, probably about the same. We're kind of in the same area, and we're always walking around seeing kids, and we're like, are they yours or are they
Yeah,
mine?
because they just do this one.
They stare. And it's like, do you recognize us, or is it just because we're
Foreigners.
foreigners?
My co-teachers always see me because they live around Mushudong, which is like,
The area in which we live.
yeah. And they'll like next day be like, oh, I saw you with a white blonde man. They're like, you know, and they
Boyfriend?
automatically like boyfriend Namja
Namja
Chingu.
Chingu?
And then they see like
Namchi?
photos.
Namchi?
But then they'll see us with like us three, and they're like, oh, like
getting
which
weird.
one's he
Yeah,
dating?
well,
you know?
that's the thing is, like, because I talk about my friends with my co-teachers, and then they're always like, so Jared doesn't like you? Like, it's like, no, we're just friends.
No, I don't.
Like,
I
we're just-
hate her. I
just
absolutely
friends.
despise
Every time.
her face.
They're like, so he doesn't like you? And I'm like,
Have you seen some of the kids wear interesting slogans stuff?
yes. Oh my gosh.
That is something you should not look forward to, but it is quite exciting.
It's so
It's funny.
entertaining.
It
It's
really
so
is.
funny.
Oh, man.
I had one kid, and he was this cute little chubby kid, and it was summer, and literally his t-shirt said fucking summer on it, and he was just out here rocking it. I'm like, oh god.
Mine had like it was like, it said NASA on it, but it, like, the words underneath hadn't, like, it didn't have anything to do with NASA. It was like nice, adorable, sweet, like, and I was like, that's not what NASA is. Like, what are you doing?
If you're leaving your school, so if it's more longer than like, so if you're going on holidays,
Yeah.
big holidays, you should always go to your vice principal. That's why all the teachers come into the office and like they say goodbye specifically to the
Yes.
like vice principal, because it's rude to leave without like you going out to being like, I'm leaving now. Even in English, like my head teacher came out to me and was like, oh, before you go you should.
Yes, like,
Go up to
when
him.
Odessa came to my school for English camp, she came and said hello to my vice principal, and we tried to say hello to my principal, but she was on the phone. But yeah, we did, like, it's
You
like a
do
whole
the whole
thing.
rounds.
You greet the most important people in the school.
And you say goodbye.
Yeah,
Most
as well.
important.
And you always leave. Well, I'm in the office with my vice principal, so we don't leave until he leaves first.
Yeah.
Unless he gives us permission to be like, we're staying later, you can leave. Let's go on to drinking. Drinking culture.
I hate soju.
Yeah, she.
That's the thing I've realized this year, is that it's not good.
It's a love-hate for me.
It's just,
I mean, not in the morning.
That's what I mean.
when we're in like these like bars and stuff, we have people that come over and like talk to us and meet us and stuff, and then they see that like we're mixing the drinks and they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's weird.
me especially. These two can do shots, but I will vomit on command
Everyone.
if you give me a
I've
shot.
seen it too.
Oh, I think it lasted 10 minutes.
10 minutes of a tequila shot. Talking about free shots. We bring Jared because we ain't here to hook up. We literally go out for music, drinking, just to be out, you know. We bring Jared as a deterrent. Well, we think he'll be a deterrent because it's like a man, you know, guys won't come up to us.
But then they like, because there's 3 of us, they like the 50-50 chance.
So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Yes.
2 girls. One girl does not go to the toilet alone. All girls go together.
Yes.
So who's at the table?
Jared.
Jared.
So
Jared.
they come in, they think that they can slide in with Jared to be his mate, to then kind of like suss out who he's dating. Which is neither of us, but Odessa has a boyfriend anyway. So it's just, yeah, it's fun, it's wild.
So whilst they're in the toilet, I just get some guy approach me with a shot. No, hello. And I'm just like, oh, can somebody down? Why? Am I gonna get roofied?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and he's doing one with me, and I'm just like, okay.
We came back once and Jared was smashed.
That was 10 minutes and he was gone. I was like, bro, what happened? He was like, shots.
Do not go to the toilet again.
Like, accepted it. Then the boys were like, oh, we're bros. So then we came to, and there was just guys at our table, and we were just like looked at Jared like Jared,
what's happening?
And he's just smiling like.
Yeah, the last time we drove, we all got really smashed, and we were driving from Busan back to Wonju.
Not before we were driving.
No, we were like, this is the day after. And we were all a bit hungover, and Odessa was munching in the back.
I chunned it at the back of the car.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, and I'm a sympathetic vomiter, and we're all lucky that I didn't munch in the car.
Yeah, she's a sympathetic munter. So if she hears munting, she will munt.
It makes
and I didn't know. I was like, wow, you did really good.
I was
close.
Oh,
had no idea.
But like the thing was, we were on that bridge.
We were on the massive bridge in Busan.
Over, which is why I was like holding that shit together.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I had a bag. I didn't munt. I did
I'm
munt
the
a
only
little
one
bit.
that hasn't done this outside.
No. Oh yeah, I've seen her munt outside as well.
Yeah, no, I
Taxis are very
I drank a bottle of vodka and then munted it and like, fuck it.
Taxi, stop, stop, she's sick. Apayo.
Yeah.
She's like running
I
outside.
just ran out and munted in an alleyway.
People we see in Korea.
Yeah, just interactions that we've had with different people, young and old.
I was just sat on the bus, and this was maybe 2 or 3 weeks into arriving into Wonju, and there was a elderly lady behind me. I had my headphones in, trying to be like hidden, conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Okay, and I suddenly felt like this tuft of a hand behind my head, and I was just like, oh, maybe some wind's hitting me or something. And then it was getting a bit more ferocious, like it was going like, and I was just like, what is going on? And then I just turned around and there's this old lady just like, she was basically manhandling my, well not man, handling my hair like a ferocious monster, just like trying to sit, because this was peak summertime, so my hair was frizzy, it was curly, and I'm guessing that's not really common in Korea.
And also a white man.
A white man. It's like,
white man.
what is that?
What does that feel like?
No one has like randomly come out of the woodwork and just been like, oh, blonde, thankfully for me.
Oh.
I had that one time when we were at the thrift store, the lady that tried to adopt us.
Yeah.
And she was like, you have such beautiful hair, and then she proceeded to reach out and touch my hair.
Tried to adopt you?
Yeah.
Oh, we went to this thrift store.
Yeah.
Because Odessa loves to thrift and I just like to follow her around. And this Ajuma loved us. She didn't really speak English, and I was using, like, we were using the most Korean that we'd ever used in our lives. Wasn't good. But she loved us for trying, and I think you bought a bag in her store.
I did buy a bag.
And she was like, come back and we'll have coffee.
We'll have tea, like hang out.
Yeah, she was like, she kept calling us like her daughters
in Korean,
and shit like that, and it was like, ah.
Being compared to a Russian.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think the girls can start with this one, but even I've experienced this.
Yeah.
I've experienced this on. I've had
taxi drivers.
I've had free.
I was gonna say,
free,
it's always
free.
the taxi drivers being like Russians and that.
It's happened on a bus. So everything's on a bus. I should just stop going on buses.
Yeah, I think you should.
And I had a guy who was in front of me, and he just turned around, and I was like, "Why me? Why me? I just want to go home." And he just went, "Russia," and I'm like, "Oh no, Yongguk." because I'm really incapable at Korean. And he was just continued to persist that I'm Russian.
Like, you might think it's a compliment, it's really not.
Yeah, like, I mean, Russian girls are beautiful, so
gorgeous.
Me being naive, it's like, oh my god, he's just saying I'm so pretty.
But no, he just thinks you're a prostitute. So I told you the story of one time I got into a taxi and he was like, oh, 미국 사람? And I'm like, 안녕, 호주 사람. And he was like, oh, and then started speaking to me in Spanish, and I was like,
yes. Hugging, it's not a thing.
Oh no.
I miss hugging.
If we did meet a group of guys or girls or like just new people.
Bye.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, in Australia, like you just greet
hug
everyone with a hug. Well, see, that's like the opposite though, is that the kids are the most touchy-feely students that I've ever seen in my life. Like even with COVID, like they tell us that we can't do activities like games and stuff where the kids are interacting, and yet like class will end and then you'll see 3 boys just like holding hands. I love the boys holding hands. It's my favorite. But like, it's like, you're telling me I can't play this game where these boys are like on top of each other.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I think I had like 8 or 9 boys all huddling together like penguins in the corner just as a game.
People will stare at you.
Oh, staring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just because you look different. That's it.
Look, the whole country is what, 95% Korean?
99 probably.
Yeah.
And like, no, 4% of it is other Asian and then 1% is foreigners. So
yeah, they just like to have a look.
Especially in rural.
Yeah, like where we are, no one is blonde. So I get a lot of, like, also I'm quite tall comparatively to like other women. So being like, you can't lose me. I really just am.
I can blend in if I straighten my hair and wear a mask.
Odessa with like her glasses and her mask, and especially if she's wearing a hat, she will blend in like no tomorrow. Great. But also you're the right height too. I lose you all the time in stores. It's terrifying.
I'm like, is that a... Oh, it's not. It's not
me.
Yeah, but
when I first got here, I kind of ignored it and I didn't notice it, so I blanked it out.
Yeah.
But I don't care, to be honest. It's not done in a harmful, staring way like, oh, you're scum. Well,
it's just intrigue. Being intrigued, yeah. And
but it's just so outright is the thing, is that like
they,
you know,
really like they will do a whole ass,
like it's not like it's like, you know, when you see someone and then you make eye contact, like you look away. Not a thing here.
If you look back accidentally again.
See, I've had an issue with a girl, and the thing is with Korean phones, they make a clicking noise.
When they take photos.
When they take a shot.
Wait.
So she's just casually, I think this was on the tube when I was in Seoul, and I just hear...
Wait, really?
Yeah, my head's looking up, and I'm like...
Damn.
And then she just puts it down.
Oh, driving. Let's do quickly driving.
Yeah.
Okay. From you, because she's our taxi driver. We just like to...
I pop along.
Be hungover in the back while I have to drive them everywhere, and
also she was also... Look,
but I have to stay away.
Brownie points for you.
Speaking of driving in Korea, you can drive as fast as you want.
Yeah.
Not on like
no, within reason.
On the highways, you can generally drive as fast as you want. There are speed cameras, but you will be warned.
And so you slow down for the speed cameras, and then
you speed back up.
So,
again.
like, we were in the car, and she was. This is the point where you got very comfortable driving.
Yes.
So she was okay driving a little faster.
But like when I first started driving, I was going like a little bit above the speed limit, because like you're trying to get like to where we need to be. And in like, because in Australia we drive on the opposite side of the road, but like in here they drive on the right, and I was in the left-hand lane, which is the fast lane, going a little bit over the speed limit, and people were like right up my ass, in this car.
They're like honking at us.
Yeah, and like doing the whole dangerous like thing, flashing lights and everything. So I was like, okay, cool, I get it. We go a little faster here. But yeah, like we were getting up.
Getting jelly legs, the whole thing.
And people were still going faster than us.
Faster, yeah. Also, thing they do is they use their hazards to warn.
Yes. So because obviously everyone is going so quickly, when you have to brake suddenly to a very slow speed, you stick your hazards on. So no one uses their indicators either.
No,
it's not a thing until you're actually turning. Like in Australia, we turn out,
keep it in your head.
We keep our indicators on as before like going up to it and then do it. But they just don't do that here.
And also as a pedestrian, Holy moly, what do we call them?
So
Pedestrian crossings, crosswalks.
Yeah, so there's a rule here that you can take the corner. So if you're turning right, you can take the corner no matter what the lights are. So if the lights are red, you can take the corner. But you're meant to give way to pedestrians, which doesn't happen. You can, buses especially are super dangerous because they are going so fast.
I think I've gotten used to being like, hit me.
Yeah, taxis.
I've just been hit me now.
Insurance.
I've got my insurance. Also, there is probably hundreds and hundreds of toll gates.
Oh, I was literally gonna say that.
Oh my god.
So many toll gates.
Yeah.
And they add up.
Yeah.
I'll let you carry on.
So like,
because Odessa pays our tolls for us.
I don't know why. I'm the toll bitch.
Toll lady.
No, so like obviously in New Zealand and like Australia and the UK, driving is always the cheaper option. Whereas actually over here it's quite expensive. Like it's probably actually, once you add everything up, if you do road trips, KTX is probably cheaper. So like I know from Wonju to Busan it costs around 30,000 like through all the tolls.
Yeah.
Is like the normal price.
Yeah.
So, our next category is housing.
The next category is food.
Categories. So, items that you probably won't have here that you might have back home. So things like an oven.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
You're not necessarily going to have an oven.
Yeah, I bought a convection oven, which is how I make my lasagna.
I have a toaster that burns on my toast and that's all.
A bathtub, you might, well,
Oh,
probably not.
99%.
You're not even gonna have a shower.
Yeah, that's the luxury, is having like a divider for your shower.
Like
one thing that is like when you come to Korea that you feel the need to buy, air fryer.
Everyone, you know that trend's coming to Australia because my mum keeps being
like,
have you got do you have an air fryer? And I'm like,
Sweetie,
I just
we
have an
had
air
it
fryer.
So easy.
Yeah, and like Odessa hates us now.
I'd never use it.
You have a stove, but it's gas. So if you're not used to like having like a gas stove,
It burns your shit so like it cooks really quickly.
One thing that these apartments do have that we do not have back home is underfloor heating, which
spicy.
Like granted, I don't know if it's the same for you guys. I assume it is, but it's the only form of heating in my apartment.
Yeah, same. Because I think I thought you could do heating options on that. Can't.
Yeah.
I blasted on 28 and it's still cold.
Yeah, which is great because floor warmth is amazing, but it does take a few hours to warm up. So if you're because here in Wonju it gets to like, we sit around -5, -10 in winter, and so it can get really cold. And so waiting for it to warm up, especially because mine's broken as well, that's another story. But like, it does take a little bit of time for it to heat up your apartment.
And then you forget about it, and then you come home, and then it roasts.
And then you you can't walk on your floors because it's too hot.
Have you done that? Floors like
Oh yeah. I woke up and because I accidentally didn't turn mine off, and I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, ha, shibusha.
Yeah. Whenever I like come out from a shower and like my floor is too hot, I'm like,
ooh. To be honest, everyone talks about this like it's a big crazy thing. We take our shoes off in the UK when we get
same. Like Maori custom. My culture customs is like, if you don't take your shoes off,
you're scum.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like in my own house, but if it's anyone else's house.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like just as a courtesy.
It's respect.
Yeah. If you've got any questions for us that you would like to answer, dating, life, food, at more school, like a specific school Q&A, cafes, let us know. Comment down below if you want to see more or hear more
and we'll make a video, so get as many comments, you can do as many as you want, and we'll answer as many as we can.
Or if we're just not that amusing, peace out. We'll see you on the flip side.
Follow us on Instagram.
Oh yeah, they want more followers, so I'll
if you want to see Odessa, come to my Instagram.
That's true, because I don't post shit.
I mean, I just take pictures of her because she's easy to take pictures of
sometimes.
sometimes.
Guys, I love you.
She's aesthetic. The rest of us don't really.
Yeah, okay. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you.
Bye.
Catch you on the flip.
Catch you on the flip side. Ciao. Kakitiano.